will getting a graduate degree, a master's or PhD, help me get into medical school? This is a question we received, and I'd like to take some time to address it first. Hi, my name is Dr. Sarah Klebe, and I'm an admissions expert with BeMo. So, the first question that I would want to ask in return to this question is, why are you thinking going to grad school in the first place? Obviously, there are lots of people who get into medical school without going to graduate school. So, why are you thinking about going to grad school in the first place? Is there something specific that you want to pursue, some specific research? Are you having doubts about medicine? Are you afraid you're not going to get in? Whatever the answer is, you need to answer it and answer it honestly. Going to grad school is not something to take lightly. We tend, when we're in undergrad, to think that grad school is going to be more of the same, but let me tell you, graduate school is as different from undergrad as undergrad was from high school. And that's not a joke. I'm sure that you remember how you felt when you first got to university, thinking that you knew what was in store for you, and you realized probably that that was not the case. If you were anything like me or many of the undergrads that I've worked with over my career. And grad school is the same way. You think that you know what you're getting into, but it is a completely different beast. So, this isn't something that should be thought of as just a backup plan or something like that. It's an awesome idea if you are really passionate about something, if you have something specific that you want to research, if you're really into just furthering your education. All of those are great reasons to go into grad school. But if you're just worried that your application is weak or something like that, then you need to look into that first. Examine those factors. Maybe you need some more clinical experience or something like that. In that case, shadowing a physician is going to be a much better idea than devoting years of your life to graduate school. If you're worried about your grades, well, maybe grad school could show the admissions committee that you can handle that advanced coursework. Each committee is going to potentially evaluate your graduate GPA differently. Some might average it with your undergrad GPA. Some might have it replace your undergrad GPA. But this is specific to each school, and so, if you're unsure, you need to look into that. Now, going to graduate school will absolutely help you develop necessary and desirable skills, particularly those around critical thinking and research. Obviously, medicine is full of discoveries, breakthroughs, and things like that, and those are research-based, and it's research-based in that critical thinking ability. As a doctor, you're going to need to stay on top of the most up-to-date research, and you're going to need to glean or interpret information from different studies. Graduate students become incredibly adept at this. You have to take on such a massive load of material, be able to process it effectively, and raise important critical questions about it. So if that's something that you want to train to do, then graduate school might be a good idea. However, graduate school is also incredibly difficult, just like medical school. It comes with a lot of debt, just like medical school. It comes with a lot of personal sacrifice, just like medical school. So really thinking through if this is what you want to do is a better question than asking whether this is what you need to do. Again, lots of students get into medical school without graduate training. Maybe grad school will help your application, maybe it won't. There isn't a clear-cut answer to that. Again, it all depends on what you need, what you're looking for, and whether you can get it in that context. So, again, if you're passionate about research, instead of going just to grad school, maybe look into schools that have a combined MD PhD. That's something that you can do, and you can do it sort of at the same time. It's a dual track degree. So that's a really effective way of combining what you love to do with what you want to do in terms of your career. So that's another consideration that you might want to think about. So the short answer to the question, will a graduate degree help me get into med school? No, not necessarily. You don't need a master's degree, you don't need a doctoral degree to get admission, and having that doesn't necessarily secure a place. What really matters as much are things like your GPA, your MCAT score, your letters of recommendation, your research up till that point, what you've done in your spare time with your volunteering and your extracurriculars. Each committee is going to weigh those somewhat differently, but MCAT and GPA are some of the most influential factors, so that might be a better place to devote your effort if you are only concerned about getting a degree to help you go into medical school. So, again, there's a lot of different parts of your application. It's hard to say that there's just one that's really going to influence the committee. You can certainly apply and gain acceptance to medical school with or without an advanced degree like that. We tend to advise try your hardest at the MCAT and get your GPA on lock. Write an amazing personal statement. Get as much experience as you can with shadowing and volunteering. All of those things are going to weigh probably as much, if not more, on your application. But if you think that applying to graduate school is what's best for you, then absolutely go for it. Do it. Again, yeah, it's a really hard experience, but it's an amazing experience as well as someone who went through and got a master's and a PhD. There is nothing like it. It is a remarkable journey, and if you're really into ideas and research and things like that, and you want to pursue it, by all means, please do. It's really awesome. But that's not necessarily going to be the make or break thing about your application. And if you think that your application is hinging on just one thing, there are probably other more effective things to focus on than, adding another 2 to 7 years onto your education. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it was helpful. If so, please do go ahead, like it, share it with a friend who might benefit from it, and be sure to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and look for us on a variety of other social media. Feel free to comment with any questions you might have. If you'd like us to help you with any of your application preparation, please do click the link that should appear above or below this video to see our programs and schedule a free initial consultation. We'll set you up with one of our admissions experts to answer any questions you might have and get you started with your preparations. We have programs to support any of your needs, and we are happy to work with you to determine a plan that will support you most effectively. As ever, thank you so very much for your time. Take good care, and I'll see you next time.